Brilliance Audio presents For Now and Forever, Dark Surrender and Color Love Blue by Diana Palmer, performed by Todd Mclaren.
Brilliance Audio presents Dark Surrender by Diana Palmer, performed by Todd Mclaren. Chapter 1. Autumn felt good. It made Maggie Sterline's heart quicken to see the bonfires late in the afternoon, to smell the faint scent of powdering leaves mingled with wood smoke. It brought back haunting tales of hobgoblins and magic and Indian campfires. Of course, the leaves in South Georgia were nothing like the glory in the northern end of the state, where ghostly mountains lifted their smooth peaks to be dotted with gold and red dabs of color against the sapphire canvas that was the autumn sky. But it was much the same in other ways. The Indians had once lived in this part of her native state too, Maggie thought, and the moccasined feet of the lower creeks had left their imprints in local history. There were arrowheads and bits of pottery all around Defiance, testifying to that early occupation. Maggie had always liked the town's name, Defiance. It sounded as if it liked impossible odds, and if Saxon Tremayne caught up with her, she'd need some defiance, some hope. The thought of the big man made her shudder. She'd come very close to falling in love with Saxon in those weeks she'd spent in his company, while she'd worked on an in-depth photo feature about the industrial giant for the regional magazine she'd worked for in South Carolina. It had been great fun, and she'd only been dimly aware that Carrie Smith was working on an exposé about some local cotton mill causing brown lung. If only she'd paid attention. She perched herself on the edge of her cluttered desk. Maggie was a good-looking young brunette of 26. Not pretty, but slender and attractive, from her high, firm breasts to her small waist and narrow hips. She had good legs, too, but today she'd wrapped them in long, fashionable boots under a colorful gray and red plaid skirt, over which she wore a white blouse and a knitted gray vest. She looked trendy, but not flashy, and then...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?